Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy. I'm a sports fan who always said, if I never played a sport professionally, then I want to talk about it. I'm born and raised in New York City. Played organized basketball for several well-known teams in the mid-'70s and the early '80s, such as the legendary Home Cold Rucker Tournament, Melbank, Stone Gym and Riverside Church, LaGuardia House, and my all-time favorite, Each One Teach One. Having sports in my life at an early age always kept me out of trouble. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was either playing football or baseball. Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy, where my opinions, views, and facts will cover the hottest, the latest, and the past sports events. Welcome once again. I want to continue to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to my podcast. And if this is the first time you're viewing it, please do the same. No hot topics for this one. Listen, I got to go straight. I got to go straight. Let's get started with today's topic. I'm talking about the Super Bowl 60. Super Bowl 60. Listen, it's set. The Super Bowl is set. We got the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. Yeah. Who's going to have the right Sunday night to say that they the Super Bowl 60 champions? Is it the Seahawks or is it the New England Patriots? Listen. We got the second youngest quarterback. Yeah, man. Drake May. The second youngest quarterback in NFL history to go to the Super Bowl behind former superstar Dan Marino with those Miami Dolphins back in the 1984. Yeah, you couldn't touch Dan Marino. He had the best offensive line the money can buy. He had one of those Tom Brady offensive lines. Drake May, I'm happy for the sophomore. Yeah, listen, he's doing the damn thing. I'm happy for him. Sam Darnold, I'm happy for him. Yeah, I mean, listen, we as NFL fans, we've been so accustomed these last 7 years, watching Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City Chiefs dominate the AFC to get into the Super Bowl. Really never thought about how many other teams in the NFC that played against Patrick. You got 6 different NFC teams who played against Patrick Mahomes in the last 7 years of his domination. I didn't know that. I never thought about it. Listen, sophomore quarterback against an 8-year veteran in Sam Darnold. I'm going to be honest with you, YouTube listeners, my TikTok listeners, my Spotify listeners. I'm not excited about this Super Bowl at all. I'm not going to disrespect it. I'm going to watch it. But I am not excited about this Super Bowl at all. For me, it's not sexy. Maybe because I'm so used to Patrick Mahomes, you know, and Super Bowl for me is like that Monday. I take off. You know, it's like a holiday Monday for me. I'm not even thinking about putting in a leave slip. I'm going to work Monday for the first time in I don't know how long. This Super Bowl is not doing it for me. No disrespect to both franchises. It's just not doing it to me. I got a lot of reasons. I'll get into the reasons later on in the show. But it ain't sexy enough for me. And maybe I get excited the night before. You know what I mean? I'm not even asking the fellas, yo, we getting together? I'm not even doing that. So, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe there's other NFL fans like me who's been so used to Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City Chiefs dominating And so, due to the fact I'm not excited, I'm not pumped about it, I had to call some of my dear friends and one family member to help me with this show. So, for this show, I got football heads. Yeah, I got some veterans, y'all, who are going to give you and me, because like I said early in the show, I'm not excited about this Super Bowl for many reasons, but I got some of my fellas to really help me with their opinions and their views. And so, I got to introduce you. I got a new Jack, but he's a football head, but I'm going to talk about him in a second. I got Brian T. from Brooklyn, New York. I got Big Mel, who's not a stranger to the show. Yeah, that's the one with that Broncos hat, y'all, from Queens, New York. Also, I got a dictionary, a football dictionary, right? Dave, my man Dave, he's a Giant fan like me, so he's gonna help me out on this show. And I got the chemist, the man who, you know, we could just talk sports all day with Samuel. What's that? The Lager? He's the beer man, Jay Ice from Brooklyn, New York. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Talk to me on a Monday night. Talk to me. What's up,
What's
fellas?
good, Tommy Ommy?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? All right?
Yeah, listen. This Monday night, we got 6 nights. We got 6 nights before the big dance, the Super Bowl. This Super Bowl, I'm not going to get into it right now. Again, I'm not excited. So I need your help. That really helped me with this show. So I really need your help. And so, we're going to talk as the questions go. And so, fellas, I've been long time. This season, it's been a long season, but for me, it's been a quick season. I don't know about for you guys. You know, we you know, when the Sunday go, right, everybody talks smack. By Monday, Tuesday, everybody's talking about getting ready to put their picks in. Here you go again, another Sunday come, Thursday night come, then we got Sunday. It seems like the season went by so quick. 17 games in the 18th season. Sometimes it seems like it's not enough, and then sometimes I feel for those NFL players because cats are getting injured like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the NFL, both conferences, key players who barely play, they come in preseason, they hurt. You don't sometimes see that player till like week 7. You know what I'm saying? By then, the team is already in the gutter. Key players getting banged up too early in the season. That's NFL, that's each year. As football fans, we get used to that. The injury plague. Each year sucks. I mean, it sucks. I'm thinking about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs when they didn't have their receiver core and they running core. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about last year with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, they were able to make it to the Super Bowl, but you look at certain teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, and it make you think about the teams who do make the playoffs, right? Teams that don't really have star power, right? You think about TJ Watts from the Steelers, right? Everybody thought the Steelers was going to go, the defense was going to go left, but they held on. They held on and they got into the wild card, right? I can go on and on and on with this injury that NFL players each season go through. So, fellas, we are going to dissect the 2025, the 2026 season that just finished, and we're going to conclude on who you think will be the Super Bowl 60 NFL champions. Let's get started. I had a lot to say. I know I had a lot to say, but I have more to say. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and with each team having 53-man active roster, there are exactly 1,696 active NFL players during the regular season, including 16-player practice squads for each team. That I didn't know. The total number of players under contract with NFL franchises is closer to 2,200. Studies indicate that over 3,000 injuries occur across several weeks, heavily impacting each season. So, Brian, my question to you, because you're going to kick it off. Based on the numbers of injuries I just mentioned that occurs each year, is it fair to say that all NFL stadiums should have natural grass? Please explain.
All right. I think when I look at things like this, I look at the pros and cons, and I weigh them against each other. So with the natural gas, you got the softer ground, you got more give. That's how people grow up. You grow up learning how to play on grass. Nobody really grows up playing on astroturf. You know what I'm saying? So you learn how to do your cuts. You learn how to fall. You know how to gauge that. Athletes know they get comfortable with the field, the arena that they're playing. And then when you introduce astroturf, it's like falling on the ground. You have to fall different. You have to cut different. And but the cons to it, I mean, the pros to the astroturf is that you control the weather. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna snow in there. It ain't gonna rain in there. It's comfortable that way. If you see at the end of the season, at these natural stadiums with natural grass, by this time of year, it's snowing.
Right.
And a lot of these teams never really played in snow before, and now they got playing snow in the playoffs, and they got to show who they are. And then the ball gets slippery. So there's pros and cons to all that. And also, what do the owners what do they favor? Do they favor making money because it may be cheaper not to have maintenance on the grass, or do you favor your player safety? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it all depends on the owners and what they value and how they feel about their players.
Yeah. Thank you for your response. Dave, Big Mel, before I even get to you, right? Because it's 14 out of 17 stadiums that have artificial turf in the NFL, right? And then you got the NFL Players Association for years been screaming and begging these owners to make every stadium natural grass. And so because the data shows that that turf is just non-contact, the cats are getting hurt with non-contact on the field. It's the turf. And these owners know. So I wanted to throw that out, Big Mel. Please respond to the question. Also, please talk to me.
Yeah, I think what it is about football, I just think it's just like, since it's such a contact sport, injuries is going to happen. It's going to happen, on what field you're going to have it on. But I think they should have grass in all the stadiums. But to tell these owners that's just a whole nother different story there, as far as, grass versus astroturf. But I just think football is just injuries going to happen. I just think it's going to happen. I just think that's just football is the most contact sport that we have out of most of the sports that we watch. So I think to summarize it, I mean, I think what football is luck. It's a combination of luck with a lot of these teams. You got teams that make these runs, like I'm going to use them as an example. Patrick Mahomes probably been good health-wise up until this season.
Right.
You got to think the previous seasons, he ain't been getting hurt. He had little knick-knack injuries, but he's still able to get through. It's all about, I think to me, with football, it's all about a little bit of luck and skill, a little combination of it, because an injury can happen here or there that could throw your season off pretty much.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I want to add that.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave. It's on you, baby.
Torn ACLs and professional sports is on the rise across all, especially in basketball. There's some talk about that the way the shoes and the courts are made is that you're stopping the body from its natural motion because of the way the soles is hitting the courts. And when you put down a plastic field outside, that's the same type of concept, because you have these shoes, right, that I used to wear, you wear cleats, right? Because the cleats got into the ground and it gave you more ways to push off. Now you got this rubbery substance, and when the cleat is hitting that rubber, it's stopping the body and making from natural movements, which is causing the body to do, ACLs, Achilles, all that. It's because it's that rubber against rubber, and how that momentum just stops on a dime, and the body is still trying to move forward, and that jolt is ripping a lot of people's Achilles and so forth out.
You don't think it's low top sneakers or low top cleats maybe be the issue? Because I'm a stickler. Especially when it comes to NBA. First thing I look at when I'm getting ready to watch a game, I start counting how many players got low top sneakers. I've been doing the same thing when it comes to NFL players with their cleats. These 350-pound dudes with low top cleats. And I'm trying to understand that. All that weight up there, you got nothing. The ankle just hanging out the cleat, like this, ready to this twist. Same question, Iceman. Talk to me, Jimmy.
Listen, the numbers don't lie. 28% of the injuries, non-contact injuries from turf. Non-contact. That just means you're running around, you're making a cut, you're doing something, and next thing you know, you're on the ground and you got it, and the ligaments is gone. Grass gives away, the side gives, and when you have turf, you don't have that give. So when you don't have that give, something's got to give. And if it's not going to be the side because you don't have any, then it's going to be the ligament. And that's what you're seeing is happening. Because remember, the AstroTurf was the first type of turf. That was just concrete with a little piece of carpet on it.
Yeah.
They had to have special cleats for that to start with. Now they went to the newer type of turf, the artificial grass, and it's so it's a little bit more similar to the regular side, but not quite. And but then they have the little rubber pellets in it. And even with the rubber pellets, remember a couple years ago, the kid got the black pellets in his eye.
I remember that.
So there's a lot of cons to having this type of artificial grass and artificial turf. The cost wise, grass is expensive to maintain. It's easy to put down initially, but you have to, and then it's the maintenance costs and stuff that the NFL makes crazy money.
Yeah,
they make crazy money to do it, and that's the best thing about it. The only thing that is the look, because after a couple of games and stuff, if you don't have the proper conditions, you get the worn out spots. But that's what also made the game the game.
Yeah.
You had rain, you had the elements and stuff, and then you had that mud, you had that slop, you had same thing with the game just last week. The snow came.
The snow game.
You gotta be prepared for it. You gotta know how to run with that.
Yeah.
And that's so grass gives you all that. The AstroTurf it's just a hard surface. You gotta learn how to cut on it. You don't have to wear the same any type of different cleats now, but it's just physically being proven that things happen, and the numbers don't lie. 28% non-contact injuries.
Non-contact.
Not somebody pushing against you and your knee getting caught the wrong way and is getting blown out. This is just you blowing your own knee out, making a cut too hard.
Yeah.
So what stadiums have natural grass?
Good question. And I had that. Well, it's 14 out of 17. Got the turf, right? And do you guys understand what's underneath the turf? We dealing with iron. We dealing with steel and concrete. So when a receiver goes airborne for the bomb, right? And he goes airborne and the corner goes airborne, whether they catch it or not, one of them probably not getting up.
And think about this. Those turf
That's what I'm saying. You
The
know?
turf burns hurt.
Yeah, like our boy Malik Neighbors. You know, they kept sending him 50 yards deep. Yeah, okay, and they just kept sending him 50 yards deep. And I said, his body's not gonna last. Bam, he's out for the season. Come on. Yeah. So I thank y'all for your responses for topic number 1, right? Because this has always been a pet peeve of mine because these damn NFL owners, they too damn cheap for the ones who don't, and then the players associations has just been screaming, right? And they treating these NFL players like if they just cattle, man, and it's not right. And they all the money NFL owners is just making is just ridiculous. You can't maintain goddamn grass. Come on, man. Come on. A little corner of the stadium, but the ticket prices can maintain that. Kidding me? Come on.
You know that the heat is also an issue too, because that artificial grass and turf, the temperatures on the field can get up to 160 something degrees. They say, whereas the grass, natural grass, has a natural cooling effect.
Yes. Well, you the chemist, so I know you know all that shit. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. Thank y'all for your responses on topic number 1, y'all. I want to get into topic number 2. I'm talking about the NFL potential rule change. Yeah, Bronco fans. Yeah, I'm talking about the NFL potential rule change over this summer. Overtime interception. You guys know what I'm getting ready to talk about. A critical overturn type ruling deemed an interception by the Broncos cornerback Jaquan McMillan, despite Buffalo's Brandon Cooks appearing to have possession, which he did, and being down by contact. NFL comes back later and reports it should have been ruled a catch. This catch would have put Buffalo Bills in the field goal range to win the game. Period. Plus, the coach Sean McDermott would probably still have his job. And given Josh Allen probably be going to the Super Bowl this Sunday. So question, Brian, should the NFL in the offseason change that rule once a catch from a receiver, elbow or knee hits the ground and the receiver has control of the ball, the play should be dead? Or should the receiver be able to hand the football over to the referee?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I know you was hot about this. We had a conversation about it. We didn't agree on it. but what I'll tell you is this. They changed it once already with the Dallas Cowboy cash. Who was that? What's his name?
Des Bryant.
Des Bryant cash. They already changed it from that because it was really loose then. So they got a little tighter now. Now they want to make it even tighter. Look, the rule is like this, man. When you trying to catch the ball and you falling as you catching it, you have to complete the catch through the ground. You have to survive the ground. Now they allow you to draw loose a little bit as long as you maintain control after it jiggles around through the ground. Okay. Now what happened with the Denver Broncos game? He caught the ball, and when he came down, it jarred out. It jiggled off of him. So at that point, it's not a catch yet. So while he's fumbling with it like this, homeboy scooped it up. And so that's his ball now. So that's how I feel about it. It was an interception to me. That's how I saw it. Now, if the defensive player wasn't there and he bobbled it and then got control of it and finished through the ground, then that's his catch. But he didn't get a chance to do all that because the defensive player, he made a great play. So I got to give him credit for the defense.
Okay, so you're giving it to McMillan. Bronco fan, I already know what you're getting ready to say, Bronco fan. Go ahead, Mel.
Okay, I think I've been explaining this a lot for the last week or so. I mean, I think Bills fans gonna feel this a catch, and I think maybe us being biased gonna feel this it's not, or whatever the case may be. But for me, looking at the rules of the NFL, the receiver supposed to maintain through the whole of the catch. He supposed to catch it, come down with it. You can even tell because Cooks, he didn't even fight for it. He didn't even get up and was like, I caught it or nothing like that. He was defeated on the side. I think people didn't realize that. If he thought he caught it, how come he didn't say anything? He knew it. He knew himself. The receiver knew himself. He didn't say nothing. He didn't go to the referee like I had it or nothing like that because you know what? He didn't have possession of the football. Now, what would have happened if he'd have caught it and he'd have hit the ground and it would have popped out? What would have been then? Would it have been a completed catch?
Yeah,
See, you got to think about that. You have to maintain possession all the way through, even when you hit the ground. That's their rule. That's all we can go on. And it was like he swapped it or stripped it. We didn't see that. We didn't see it like a swipe, because sometimes you can strip it or whatever, and the guy done caught it already. You'd be like, okay, he done caught it already, right? This was something where he had it and he was bobbling it as he was going down. He didn't have possession. And McMillan came up with like this. The other guy was sitting there like this on the ground, like nothing. So to sum it all up for me, it was an interception, according to the NFL rules of today.
Talk to me, Dave. Talk to me, Dave.
I got a question for all you gentlemen, okay? When he caught the ball, right? I didn't see fumbling. He had the ball in his possession and fell. When he fell, play over.
No.
Is there continual? Wait, hold on. I fall with the ball, and when I hit the ground, what has to happen? If I hit the ground with the ball and you take it out of my hand, you took the ball away from me, but I was already down.
That makes sense. That makes sense if you catch the ball and take it 2 steps, like you have possession and you take your football move, then you fall, then that's good. But he never had a football move. He was caught and was falling. That's different.
That's the move. That's the football move. I caught the ball.
No, that's not what the NFL said. That's not what the NFL said.
Well, NFL said they came back. It should have been a catch.
They said that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just read it. I don't know when I'm giving you my reading before I
remember hearing that. But
exactly. That's how I read it.
Hearing that, but okay.
I didn't hear that either.
Yeah,
that's how I heard that.
Listen, go AI it.
No, never AI. AI's not always accurate. AI's not always accurate. That's one
Same
thing.
question, Jimmy. How you feel about it?
Listen, I agree with the reading of the rules. I mean, that's what the rules are. But the way I saw it when it happened live, it seemed to me it's kind of like in basketball. You know, you're a big guy, you're a center. You get the rebound, you bring it down low, and a guard comes from another team and grabs it and ties you up and yanks it out your hand. You feel embarrassed, right? Because it shouldn't be happening. So I think that's what happened with Cooker, as far as him not standing up for it, because he was like, damn, I should have held onto the ball tighter. But I thought he had possession when he caught it. He was going down, and as he was going down, the defensive back had his hands on the ball, trying to get at it, but the defensive back didn't have possession. But when he hits the ground, I thought he was down because it's down by contact. But apparently not. Without a football move, he's not down unless without going through the full motion of being down and maintaining possession. So defensive back pulls the ball away. So now the rebound is his. That's what it is. It's I think that now the NFL wanting to change the rule, that'd be one thing. But I think that the play was called the way that it should have been called, given all the circumstances. It was bang, bang play. If he has to hold it through the ground, and he didn't do it, because rightly so. What if it did pop up? If it popped up and the guy would have picks it up, it's an interception. The guy, when he forced that joint possession going to the ground, that's a credit to the defensive back.
Right. And
you really can't tell who has possession at that time when the receiver actually went to the ground, because there's 4 hands on the ball.
When a quarterback is scrambling and he wants to give himself up, first thing he slides, right? Soon as that, and wherever he slides and he finished sliding, there's no more body movement, right? The referee is not looking at where his front foot is at. It's where his knee first hit the ground. That's where that ball. So if he slides another 5 yards on his knee, right, he's not getting that extra 5. He's getting that 5 back there. Same thing with Cook. When his elbow hit that damn ground, boom, and he had it before the roll, the place is supposed to be dead. It's a catch.
Yes.
No.
I agree.
And you got
NFL, former NFL Gene, my man, what's my Gene Servatore, what's his name? Gene said the same thing. He said, that's a catch. Okay, it's a catch. You got this one saying it's a catch. Some saying no. Some sticking with the rule. But you got NFL heads saying, yo, that's a catch. I know Shannon.
It comes down. This is Allen. It's the same thing with the Allen Houston rule. You know, there's always going to be these certain circumstances going to happen that's going to define the game going forward. This is one of those plays that's going to be just like that. You know.
Well, I truly believe they need to go back to the table on this one. That's for real. You know what I mean? Not that I was against the Broncos, and maybe I'm a little biased. Big Neff, I know you're a Bronco fan, but I really wanted to see Josh Allen really get a Super Bowl appearance, at least try to get one. And I said, my God, ref, I said it had to come down to this, a call that stops them from getting this 3 points because they're getting the field goal. If they call it a catch, it's a field goal. Buffalo moves on. And I says, damn. Referees had to be involved in this again. Anyway, everybody got
That's Cook's fault, though.
Yeah, listen, he didn't. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Let's say the defensive player wasn't there, and the same thing happened, and he caught it and fell, but it popped out. Would it be incomplete or complete?
It'd be.
That's what I'm saying.
Well. Good question.
If he catches the ball,
if he catches
the ball.
If he catches it,
and the ball hits the ground and comes out.
Right.
Isn't that well?
See, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's incomplete. I think they will call it incomplete.
So now insert the defensive player. So now insert the defensive player. He's there. He hits the ground. It comes off. And defensive.
I got what you're saying, but this he caught it. He never lost control.
It wasn't like it was. You look at it again. He didn't lose control. He just didn't have it secured tight enough. And then with the turn, all that turn, homeboy just snatched it and got up like, yo, I always had it.
No, but homeboy had his hands on the ball as the receiver was going to the ground. So it wasn't like the receiver was down and he came up on him. They both went down with their hands on the ball, even though the receiver had caught it and had, say, 70% of possession. The 30% of the possession was to the defensive back, and when it goes down to the ground, he still has to hold on to it because if the DB were to flip that ball out and it would just fell on the ground, it would have been an incomplete pass.
That would happen. Yeah. I agree with you on that.
He didn't flip it out. He just picked him.
He snatched it. But the elbow. Hey, listen.
Wouldn't have made a difference.
I think we're gonna hear more about this on the round table, y'all, because we can go back and forth. Yeah, thank y'all for your responses. Yes, I'm listening, Dave. Yes.
The 4 teams that have natural grass is the Chicago Bears, Kansas City Chiefs,
okay,
San Francisco 49ers,
okay,
and the Las Vegas Raiders, which is interesting because that's a brand new stadium inside, and they're growing real grass.
They got money.
Well, hey, listen.
Do their roof open up?
I think it does.
Sure.
I think it does.
Yeah, you can do it at the roof.
So the Bears, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the 49ers.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be interesting to see how many torn ACLs is from those teams with the 4 natural grass.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. We're gonna move on. Topic number 3. Improvement within your team. I'm talking about your team. I got a Miami Dolphin fan here. I got a Denver Broncos fan. I got myself and Dave is Giant fans, and then we got a mean green Jet fan. And so we have NFL owners, fellas. NFL owners who hire general managers, right? Every year. and they hired him so they can make some positive changes for their team, right? Because everybody wants to go in the playoffs, right? The main goal is everybody is trying to get to the Super Bowl at some point in whatever year, right? So GMs, that's their job, to get the right chemistry, the right players, the right skill sets. This is what GM does, right? But like any other job, sometimes the employer hires the wrong person for the job, right? And so that's why we got a thing called Black Monday, right? When NFL coaches and GMs and everybody getting fired left and right, and so on and so on. So my question to y'all is this, and starting with you, Miami Dolphin fan, Brian T. The 2025 NFL season is over this Sunday. One Super Bowl Sunday is over. It's a wrap. What do you think your Miami Dolphins team needs in the offseason in order to make the playoffs next season? Talk to me,
Brian.
It's simple to me, man. We got to change the quarterback up. I mean, no disrespect to Tua. He's put his body on the line. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. Any man that's going to go out there and risk those injuries that he's risking, you got to give him all respect for that. So he's a real man. But, it's time to move on, I think. We've seen the best of his days. I think the injuries don't already wore him down. So I'm not going to sit here and bash him. I'm just saying I just think we need a fresh start. Definitely show up the offensive line. Because every successful team I'm seeing in the playoffs, people are not getting to their quarterback, man. You look at New England Patriots, man. May falls back and he's just looking all around. That's the reason why they're in the Super Bowl, really. So I say just fix up the quarterback and the offensive line. I think we straight.
Think you straight. So you get Cheetahs coming back?
Yeah, we're getting a Cheetah coming back. I don't know if he's a little malcontent. We'll see. But we also got Waddle. We got a nice fullback situation. So I think we'll be all right offensively as well if we get a good quarterback to run it.
Okay. Who's your coach? He's still around or?
Nah, they fired him.
Right, that I know. So who's the coach? Who's the new coach?
No, I don't even think they hired anybody yet.
Okay, all right.
I have a question. Okay. Should they have kept him?
The coach? Nah, I think him and Tua were married. So once I'm done with Tua, I'm done with him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Same question, Denver Broncos fan. I know you didn't have your main man, Bo Nix. What do you think you need in the offseason to get back to where you guys just finished? I mean, y'all was in the AFC Championship.
Talk to me.
Well, first of all, it'd been nice to have our quarterback. That'd have been nice. But past that, I'm gonna start with the offense. I think we gotta shore up our running game.
Okay.
We had lost Dobbs early in the year to an injury, so that kind of hurt our running game. We had Harvey, the rookie. He's showed some promise, but we gotta shore up that backfield a little bit. And in the receiving core, the same situation because we had a couple of injuries early in the season. Same thing. We got to shore that up. Our offensive line is good to go, so I ain't got to worry about that. We're good on that. On the defense side of the ball, we pretty much good. The only thing I really want us to do is probably in between the tackles, maybe get a little beefer, maybe to kind of like get some run stoppers in there because our defense against the run was we was top 5 in the pass. We was good on the pass, so we was good on that front. Because with Surtain and them back there, and with our edges. And that's pretty much it. Then we'll be fine. Those little tweaks we need to do.
All right. Yeah, I see Denver. I see y'all. I see y'all being right back damn near where y'all was at. Yeah. Dave, I know you're a New York Giants fan. Talk to me. What we need.
What y'all need?
I think we needed direction. We need leadership. And we needed a coach that can coach. And ever since Coughlin left, we've been flampling in the wind for coach to coach. Guys coming in there talking tough and ain't really tough. You know what I mean? So now you got somebody with some roots who been in the league for a minute. He's coming in there with a system. Hopefully we can get our DC Because, the Giants been known for defense. I'm wearing the Strahan jersey, and
Yes,
our
you are.
defense sucked. Our defense sucked this year. You know what I'm saying? That the linemen, that the defensive line was okay. It was all right. They did
Uh-huh.
good, but there was some
Uh-huh.
cracks in the armor. The linebackers is I don't know, and our secondary is
Yeah.
shot.
Shot.
We have no secondary.
No, we
So
don't.
getting defense, and then I'm not a fan of Dart. I'm not.
Me neither. I've been telling Big Blue
Oh,
fans that.
I'm
What?
not a fan
Yeah.
of Dart.
I thought
I'm
I was the
not.
only
wow.
one. Thought I was the only
Nah.
one. Been
You
telling
know what
my other
bothers me?
Big
Why
Blue
not?
crew, I'm
Why
not a
not?
fan. I'm not. Go ahead, Dave.
Let me
Talk
tell
to
you.
him.
Let me tell you why
Tell me
I'm
why not. I want to hear this.
let me tell you why I'm not a fan of Dart. Okay, he's a rookie, right? He comes in the league, him and Scatbo, he coming in, he acting like he got a little swagger, ain't even played a fucking game in his excuse the French, in the NFL. You got Scatterbull coming through trying to bowl over, dude. You're a rookie, man. You gotta come in there. Look what happened. He done tore his whole leg out. Ankle up. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a quarterback who's playing concussed. He's got like 10 concussions for the year. He trying to run the ball. And see, my problem goes way back to when Michael Vick was running the ball. They were saying that he wasn't a real quarterback. See,
Right.
but now that these Caucasian quarterbacks come in and they got a little movement, it's all good. It's like,
It's the
oh,
wiggle.
he's great.
He got
No, you
wiggle.
got to stand in there and throw the goddamn ball down the field and stop all this running first and throw the goddamn ball. That's what I'm talking about. And Dart, though, has not, to me, proved that he can stay in there in the pocket and pick people off. He's a run first, but everyone thinks that's great. And I'm not a fan of Dart. I'm not. I'm
I think
sorry.
Harbaugh's gonna make him gonna transform him into that because
That's what I
same
was
thing
gonna
like
say.
yep.
And he's
Harbaugh will make him do that.
And before I get to you, Jet fan, everything Dave has said about my Giants is 1,000% correct. And I'm not really sold on him. He's not an accurate passer. Throwing 40, 50 yards, he's not hitting them on a dime. You know what I'm saying? He's either overthrowing or it's too short. He's not that Drake May. He's not that Matthew Stafford. I don't know what he did in college, but I'm not sold on him yet. I love his chain, but I ain't sold on him yet. So I know he didn't really have the talent. I know my neighbors got banged up, neighbors is out. So what I want to see from my Giants, I want to see a better receiving core. I want a whole new secondary, right? I want a whole new secondary. Offensive line, I think we got a good offensive line. Scatman, and I think we need another running back along with him. We got the pass rush. We needed a defensive coordinator who was going to send him on a regular. You know what I mean? Right. And so I think we got the coach. He's our seventh coach since our last Super Bowl appearance. So I'm hoping, and I know this is it. Harbaugh is going to be a statue, and I think he retires after being a New York Giant. Because maybe we can get 18 years out of him, Dave. Who knows? I don't know. We're going to see. Jet Fan, talk to me, Jet Fan. I got to get back to you on that. Yeah, that's definitely going to be key. But Jet Fan, what do you need?
What don't we need? Where do we start? Well, we're gonna start with QB because I had hopes up for Fields, but I don't know. But maybe with a new coach, second year for Glenn, the new OC and a new DC, and the defense. I mean, the defensive line underwhelmed. I mean, they had the bodies, but I think the draft is where we need to go. We got the 2 and the 2 and the 16th pick, so it looks like it might be an all Ohio State type of team because we already got the 2 on it now with Brees Hall and stuff and the receiver, but they have the linebacker from Ohio State. That's he's a killer that we could take some chances on. To bolster up that linebacking core, and then for receiver at 16, pick either the Ohio State receiver that's there or the Lemon from USC to match up with the one we already have, so we have a complement. But our running game is good as far as the backs. One of the backs was hurt, but we had some like Mechie. He's a receiver that we just got later in the season.
Right.
He has some promise too. Maybe a slot receiver. Or defensive backfield, I don't know. We can't intercept the ball to save our lives, So
yeah, y'all didn't get
it's atrocious.
Hold on, y'all didn't get an interception all season. If I'm not mistaken,
that's a crazy stat. Yeah, that's a crazy stat right there.
How do you not get one turnover off of it? I mean, 6, 7, unbelievable. So the defensive backs, they got to pick it up. I think special teams were good.
Right.
Offensive line, it's always something, man. If I'm a right-handed quarterback, man, I swear that left tackle, I want to put my foot up his ass because you just see him getting blindsided all the time. Bam, bam, bam. And we had left tackles. They got hurt, and then we traded them away.
Right.
And then they start doing work for other teams.
I have a question for Jimmy. I have a quick question for Jimmy. A lot of talk out there about getting rid of the coach, Glenn.
I was about to say that. Thank you. Go ahead.
How you feel about that?
I think you got to give him at least two years and stuff. I mean, he didn't underwhelm. He didn't overwhelm. He struggled. He had challenges and stuff that he didn't make any real gross mistakes. To say, damn, why do you make the Jets question him? Give him the second chance. He's got a good message. He's going to take tighter control of the reins. He got rid of the DC and the OC. DC, with game 13, they finally thought about that. He should have had a little bit more hands on there, but I think we'll see in training camp. But I do know he's on a short leash, so it ain't going. 0-4 and he's done. 0-3 and he might be done.
Yeah.
Well, listen, fellas, thank you all for question number 3. Before I ask the last question, I'm a true believer, right? That everyone, no matter your job, your profession, right? Especially if you are a coach in professional sports, with all the millions and tens of millions of dollars that players and owners are making, right? That's one profession, right? That you really got this. You got to know your shit. You got to really know to stay in your lane. Just because you was a great or very good, I'm gonna say a very good defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, doesn't make you now a head coach the next season, right? And so you need to stay in your lane. If you get blessed, like the Chicago Bears offensive coordinator, that was the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Now he's the head coach for the Bears, right? And he got blessed, right? And took them all the way to the divisional. Okay. All right, so things worked out for him, but he's like rare. Yeah. So not everybody's a head coach. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody's a head coach. If you did great as a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, stay in your lane. Stick and stay. Just stay in your lane. Demand more money. Tell the other teams that want you for the head coach, nah, man, that's not me. I'm gonna stay in my lane. Now, if you wanna pay me more for what I'm getting from this team to do the same thing for your team, then yeah, me and my agent, we'll fly over. You know what I'm saying? But head coaching is not my thing. I like calling defensive plays. I get off on that. I got so much. Yeah, Todd Bowles is another one. Defensive coordinator turned head coach.
But he got blessed.
It took him a while. He do so. He kind of handled well with the Jets, but then he had the team. But Tampa Bay, he's got the team, and and he matured into it.
Right. So, I'm just saying, stay in your lane. That's all I'm saying. Thank y'all for responding for number 3. And the last question of the night, y'all. We're talking about the Super Bowl 60. Super Bowl 60 that's going down Sunday night, right? It's all set, right? The New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks, the number 1 defensive, right? They number 1 in defense. And they number 10 in offense right now. They're going to be a handful for those Patriots. Patriots, on the other hand, is number 8 in defense and number 2 in offense. And we already know where Drake May is going to shine. Now, Drake May, I didn't know that he is the second youngest quarterback in NFL history to go to the Super Bowl. Dan Marino's was the youngest back in 1984. Yeah, Marino. Yeah. Marino had one of those offensive lines like Bob Greasy had. You couldn't even touch him. One of the best. Money you can buy. Right? Okay. Right? Now, the coaches, we already know both coaches going to coach their asses off. Right? Second-year quarterback Drake May and 8-year veteran Sam Darnold. Should be a nice quarterback battle. You know what I'm saying? As much as I always catch flashbacks for Sam Darnold, like I think a lot of people in the media when he was a Jet, right? I think those days are over, my man. As long as he's not being pressured that much and he's not rattled, he's gonna pick you apart. Sam Darnold, that is. So, Brian, my question for the last of this show: who do you believe will be the Super Bowl 60 champions, and why?
Well, to be honest, man, I might be a little biased, man. Being a Dolphins fan, I hate the Bills. I hate New England. I don't know who I hate more between them. So the luck that this guy Drake May has gotten reminds me of Tom Brady's luck. I mean, come on, they wasn't gonna be the Broncos, man. The Broncos are supposed to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was really disappointing. He lucked up and going to the Super Bowl. I don't like this, man. But I think the Seahawks is good, man. Darnold, he's not what he was with the Jets. You're right. He's not. He's a whole different quarterback now. They're a tough team. They bring it.
Yeah.
And Drake May's a little young, so I think I don't know if he's ready for them lights. I don't think there's gonna be another Tom Brady that quick for them. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks on this. Not a lot of analytical stuff for me. I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna be going with the Seahawks.
All right, so Brian got the Seahawks. Big Mel, talk to me. Who you rolling with and why?
I think this is going to be a blowout.
A blowout?
My opinion, I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Seattle's going to blow them out. I think this is my opinion. I think Drake May, as Brian, as you were saying, pretty much. I mean, they've had an easy ride all season. Their schedules kind of all season. Kind of got things in position. Even the games, you look in the playoffs. I mean, even the teams when they played when they played Houston, Texas, he had what 3-4 fumbles, something like that.
Right.
I mean, it's just that the Texans offense was just more horrible, and they had a more horrible offense. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't score. That's the only reason. That was that game, and I ain't gonna get into when they played my boys how that was looking. I mean,
yeah. So is that the reason why I know it's probably still a little funky? Is that the reason why you say Seattle's gonna blow them out? Because I don't see that happening.
I think it might be a blowout. I think my opinion, because you're going against a defense in Seattle, which is top 5 in the league, and you see how defense what they can do to Drake May. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about their offense is not really ready for that defense. So I think, my opinion, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking strongly. I think it might be a blowout. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, so you got Seahawks.
Yeah, I was going to win that. Yeah.
All right. Giant fan, who are you rolling with and why?
Well, let's be real. Drake May has been averaging, 150 yards a game?
Right.
That ain't going to cut it against this Seattle defense. I'll tell you that right now. Everybody who has an opinion is thinking that it's going to be a runaway with Seattle, which then tends, I don't know. I get the feeling that NFL want that story, um, with New England. So I think it may be a close game, but if the defense is rattling the May and the bright lights, he may, and as expected, he's the second year in the league. It may not work out well for them. You know what I mean? So, but it's just I don't know. But I have to say Seattle, and that's the reason why.
All right, so you got Seahawks too. Jet fan, what we doing?
You know me. There's no way in hell I can ever go for the Patriots. No way in hell. I mean, from even before Belichick, we're talking the Darryl Stingley days and stuff, the 70s. Steve Grogan, no. So that's just my personal passion. But I get a little bit of mystic and karma coming in also. And that karma is Super Bowl 49. That damn interception from Russell Wilson. When they gave it to Beast Mode, there's karma involved here. And Seattle, the dark side defense, I'm telling you, they're waiting for Drake May to run. They're going to probably run some plays, some defensive plays to try to entice this guy to run because they're going to clock his behind. I mean, he's a big dude, but he can't hold on to that ball when you get hit hard enough. And he's going to make some mistakes because I do believe, he's still a rookie when it comes to getting to the big games. Darno is just, he's just more of a veteran, so he's going to handle it different. And his travels. Once you come from the Jets, you done seen it all. You're built to survive after that and have success. Darno's he's shown it in Minnesota, and brought them into the playoffs and was excellent with them.
Right.
Resurrected his career. Seattle. I mean, I'm sorry for Geno, but Darno's he's a very dependable, serviceable quarterback, and he will run at times and stuff and does it selectively, but he has great accuracy in his throws and he gets the ball where it needs to go with touch. He's got good receivers. He's got a good receiving core. That edge goes to Seattle. New England has their good receiving core too, but they don't got the quarterback that I think that is going to deliver as much. Running game, Kevin Walker. Yeah, that boy is just something else. I mean, New England got Stevenson and then the other kid and stuff, but Seattle's defensive line, another ex-Jet, Leonard Williams. Their defensive line, their linebackers, everybody, they all primed, and stuff that. So I think that New England, they don't got the karma on their side. They're playing in good weather country, so Seattle's is not going to have to do with any type of elements like before. They have good veteran leadership. New England, Vrabel's good. I mean, I like him as a coach, but I do think that as a team, when it comes down to it, Seattle's going to probably, put a number on them. I'm looking not necessarily as a blowout, but I do think Seattle scores in the 30s. New England probably in the 20s, and it could be anywhere from like mid 30s for Seattle, low 20s for New England, or maybe something a little bit closer. But I don't think it's gonna. I would like to see a good game where it's more competitive and it goes back and forth. But I think that it's going to be kind of clear how the game's going to be going by third quarter.
You know what? And so I got to jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, I got Seattle. I had Seattle soon as that Sunday night was over, because for two reasons. I had to look at New England's they schedule all year, right? They had the weakest schedule. All year they had the weakest schedule, right? No disrespect to May and Vrabel, but they had the weakest schedule. And then this Walker the third, the running back, oh, he's a beast. And so I said, they ain't stopping this. New England is not stopping this beast. This young man is running, right? And he got the pass protection in Sam Darnold. He's going to pick him. And the defense is just like what you said, Dave. They're going to have the eye spy on Drake, because Drake is going to have to run. At some point in the game, he's going to have to do a lot of running. And he's not going to be able to run north and south. It's going to be to those goddamn sidelines. And so I got Seattle. I don't see New England beating them. I just don't see them beating them. Well, fellas, I want to thank y'all. Gotta thank y'all. Brian T, thank you as always. Big Mel, as always. Dave, my man, we gonna get you back on, my dude. Jay Ice from Brooklyn, New York, thank you as always. Thank everyone for hanging out with me in my basement. To my viewers and to my listeners, please continue to check me out on my YouTube channel and subscribe. Check me out on my streaming platform, Spotify. I'm live every Tuesday, Thursday, at least I try to be. 8 p.m. Eastern time, TikTok that is, giving you guys this smoking mixed topics and sports. Remember to check out the Even Flow Coffee Company, created to combine the interests of coffee lovers, fashion, and music. For more information or to make a purchase, visit evenflowcoffee.com. As I always say, sports is what keeps this world from going insane, either in a pandemic or no pandemic. Until next time, take care.